Hey guys, so I wanted to touch upon this. I wanted to make sure, first of all, if everything was sort of on the up and up, because I was reading this on Twitter, aka X, yesterday, and I was wondering, okay, what's all the fuss about? What's going on here? Okay, I was wondering, it's like, all right, why are people excited about the freedom fighters? Why are they saying the back? What's going on? And when I looked deeper, I found out that basically a new game was coming out by Sega called Sonic Blitz. And basically, instead of being, maybe a fighting game or, Blitz being like DLC for Crossroads and all that, instead it's going to be a mobile card game. Now, again, I was very skeptical because I can understand, okay, they're going to get all the game characters, if you will, or at least all the characters that have appeared in the game, as a part of this, as well as part of IDW and so on and so forth. A lot of them are going to show up, be cards that you can collect in various packs, and you're going to be able to play them, and that's cool. That's absolutely cool. So I'm thinking, okay, fine, that's the kind of game it's going to be. But then I was starting to see this information, these leaks coming, being screenshotted, and everything. And these leaks were from data files that people got into because apparently the game did release early in various other countries like the Philippines and so on. And digging into the files, people saw source codes, data codes, data files, if you will, for characters you would have not expected. Characters like Sally, characters like Nicole, Antoine, Bunnie, which by the way, both have the Decooled name on them. That's right, they're referencing them as a couple. So Bunnie and Antoine, Rotor, I think's in there, as well, and various others. But obviously, the question is, if this is all indeed true, and it looks like very favorably that it is, the question is, why bring them back in a game like this and not in an official game? We could play on the PS5, the Xbox Series S, the Nintendo Switch, Steam, and all that, and all that. Like, why not bring them back in a game similar to Sonic Superstars, Sonic Frontiers, Sonic, Sonic Forces, and so on? Why just a game like this? Well, I think I know a reason. And it's very similar to the whole Tangle and Whisper situation, which, by the way, they too will be in this game, I believe. No, matter of fact, I know they will. But because Ladaline's going to be in there, she's from IDW, so is Tangle and Whisper. They're definitely going to be in there. But point I'm getting at is, why would they be put into this game, and not a game that would be more suitable for them as fans would see it. Like I mentioned, like Frontiers, Forces, Superstars, a game like Generation, like the remake of, or the Shadow remade version of Sonic Generations. Why not something like that? And again, going back to what I said about Tangle and Whisper. Tangle and Whisper were initially introduced in IDW only. And obviously it seems that the best way Sega is going to work around, adding characters like them to any kind of Sonic game, if you will, is just the mobile games. And that's it. This is why Whisper and Tangle, and I played them. I did play them. I did unlock them. Whisper and Tangle are part of the Sonic Forces Racing. The speed battle, Sonic Forces speed battle. That is why they're a part of that. And nothing else. Sure, they get referenced in Frontiers and all that, and that's fine. But long story short, Sega is not going to want them, anywhere near the main, I guess you could say, world building games that they have. They're not going to want them near games like Sonic Forces or Superstars or Generations and so on. They're not going to want that, or Frontiers. They're not going to want that. But they'll be okay with them being in these smaller games. And that's why, when you think about it, they're okay with giving the thumbs up on the Freedom Fighters being in this Sonic Blitz card game. Because it's not a fighting game, and anything like that. It's a mobile game that really has no bearings on I guess you could say, the continuity of the games. You know, it has no bearings. Now, the question is, are they going to have the same renders that they had post reboot? And I'm going to assume they're going to have something close to it. They might go classic with them, but I'm not really sure. But they are going to have something close to it because that's how fans remember them. I mean, they got freaking Marina the Raccoon, you know, as she was first seen in the games, you know, with a new 3D render. You know, Chip from Sonic, you know, Unleashed, he has a slightly new render and so on. So you're going to get new renders that are very identical to the old renders, but more modernized. So could Sally's be basically similar to what we saw in the post-reboot? Absolutely. Could Bunnie's? Absolutely. Could Nicole's? Absolutely. You know, so on and so forth. But again, like I said, the reason they are doing this, ladies and gentlemen, is mainly because of the fact that a mobile game, a mobile card game, you know, that has little activities depending on the cards you choose, you know, out of the pack you have, or the packs you have, ain't gonna have no bearing on the main game line continuity. That's why they're okay with it. You know, this is why when Marvel does some of the things they did, mobile-wise, you know, there are certain characters, you know, that they'll allow to be inserted into those kind of games as long as they'd have no bearing on the overall main game line continuity of Marvel. You know, that's why they will allow it. So, to me, when I look at the fact that the Freedom Fighters are coming back, you know, as part of this mobile game, you know, I'm thrilled about it. I'm thrilled about it. I'm happy about it. But I'm also very understanding, unlike some other people, because, again, you know, they are going to be part of something, but you know, as long as it has no bearing on a main Sonic game line title or continuity, and that's it. You know, no bearing on, well, you know, what Frontiers has done, or what the next Frontiers game will do, or Forces, or maybe even a remake of Forces, or like I said, the Shadow remake of Generations. As long as it has no bearings whatsoever on any of those titles, period. As long as it has no bearing on any of those titles, period, you know, then it's fine. It's okay. That's why when you look at, let's say, some of the Mario sports games they do, you know, they include characters that normally would not be included in some of the main game line Mario titles. And why? Because those games, you know, like Mario, let's say Mario Party 8, the Mario Striker series, if you will, you know, Mario Baseball, those have no bearings whatsoever to the main game line continuity of the Mario Brothers. Like Mario Galaxy is sort of looked at as being something that's in that main game line continuity. So is Odyssey, you know, but you don't see characters like, let's say, a Toadette or something like, or a character like, you know, like her, or you don't see a character like, let's say, not just Toadette, but you don't see a character like, let's say, Waluigi or Wario and all that in these games, because, you know, they're not meant for those kind of mainline games. They're only meant for like all-star games that are, you know, just, you know, made for fun and everything, just to buy time. And that's what this game is. That's what Sonic Blitz is going to be. Just like Speed Battle was and everything. It's all about something that you can play on your phone or your tablet and bide some time. And that's it. So I have no issue whatsoever as long as they're going to be included. When and where they'll be included with the game is up to, you know, the DLC pack that, you know, is named, that's going to contain them. If I'm Sega, I would if I'm Revo, who's basically the people behind Angry Birds that Sega bought, if I'm them, I would name the pack Freedom. I would name it the Freedom Pack. And basically that would give people an idea of, hey, in this card pack, the Freedom Fighters. You know, so that's what I would do to basically, you know, get fans to spend money. Because that's what this is also going to be. It's basically about spending money instead of earning. Because you can still probably do that too. You can probably do that too. But it's about spending the money to see what you're going to get next. And that's a fact. That is the truth. But Overall, I'm cool with this. I like it. You know, the designs I think are going to be very reminiscent of the post reboot, if not identical, with slight, slight upgrades, if you will, because it's almost been 10 years since the comic ended. So I'm cool with this. I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait to see how it's presented. Now I know people still feel like there is, questionable doubt about this. Like, is this really true? And I would probably have to say that it is, if because we are in a society where people are able to hack games, even mobile games, to look at the ins and outs data-wise as to what else is on there and everything. There are people that can do that. They can hack into it and see what else is on there. Mainly the files, like what else is included or will be included, and so on and so forth. So like I said, I'm cool with it and all that. And again, the reason I believe they're doing this is because it has no effect, no main agenda on the mainland Sonic games and their continuity. It's just a game that you could play for fun, kill time with if you're on a plane or something like that, or on a traveling somewhere. That's mainly what it is, or just to relax and play before you go to sleep at night. But those are just my thoughts on it, guys. I'm happy they're back. What are your thoughts overall? Comment down below, like the video, ring the bell for notifications, subscribe to the channel, and until then, I am out. Take care. God bless.